Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Seperti biasa, kita ni akan memulakan sesi pembelajaran kita ni dengan berselawat ke atas Rasulullah SAW selama 2 minit. Terlebih dahulu, kita ni membaca 3 niat penting ini. Yang pertama, kami niatkan selawat kami untuk memenuhi perintah Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala. Yang kedua, kami niatkan selawat kami untuk memenuhi hak Rasulullah SAW. Dan yang ketiga, kami niatkan selawat kami untuk mendapat syafaat Rasulullah SAW di akhirat kelak. Semoga dengan berselawat, Allah akan membukakan hati dan minda para pelajar untuk menerima ilmu dan memanfaatkan ilmu tersebut di masa akan datang. Disarankan kepada semua pelajar untuk membaca doa di dalam hati selama 2 minit berselawat. Doa untuk kedua orang tua, keluarga, diri sendiri dan apa saja doa yang ingin para pelajar sampaikan. Okay? 2 minutes from now.
اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آل محمد 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 اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آل محمد
Doa sebelum belajar. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Allahumma aftah alaina hikmataka wanshur alaina min hazaini rahmatika ya arhamar rahimin. Ya Allah, bukakanlah ke atas kami hikmat-hikmatmu dan limpahilah ke atas kami khazanah rahmatmu. Wahai yang maha pemurah lagi maha penyayang.
Rabbi shrah li sadri wa yassir li amri wahlul 'uqdatam min lisani yafqahu qawli. Ya Rabbku, lapangkanlah untukku dadaku dan mudahkanlah untukku urusanku dan lepaskanlah kekakuan dari lidahku, supaya mereka mengerti perkataanku.
Amin.
Amin, amin, amin. Ya Rabbal Alamin. In this session, we're going to discuss about pictogram, bar chart, pie chart, frequency tables, and line graph. Okay? There's a lots of things to discuss in this session, so you need to pay attention. And all that we're going to discuss here will be the way we're going to display our data by graphically presentation. Okay, so you can display your data by using pictogram, bar chart, pie chart, frequency tables, or line graph. Okay, so can you please get ready with your notes, page 123 until 136, and your worksheet from page 118 until 131. Okay, here will be the key ideas. You can refer this line on page 123 of your notes. First one is pictogram. Pictogram uses pictures or symbols to represent the collected data. Okay, and second one, bar chart. Bar chart can be used to compare things between different groups or to track changes over time. The third one, pie chart. Pie chart can be used to compare parts of a whole. When we see this sentence, parts of a whole, it reflects to fraction. Okay, so this pie chart will relates to fraction and also circle. Okay, they do not show changes over time, so pie chart is about fixed information. Frequency table helps in counting the frequency of occurrence of events. Okay, frequency means the number of times you can see that data in that events. Okay, and in exam, usually this frequency table will be combined with any graphical representation such as line graph or even in bar chart. Alright, so you just need to read the question carefully. And last one, line graph. Line graphs are used to track changes over short and long periods of times. Okay, and most of in our real life situation, we monitor events or we monitor something, not something. If we want to monitor anything, line graph is the most useful graphical representation. Okay, so that is your extra knowledge. That will be your extra knowledge. All right, and all of this information really useful in our real lives. So you need to know each of it, and you need to know the properties for each of this graphical presentation. Okay, now pictograms. As I mentioned earlier, a pictogram uses pictures or symbols to represent the collected data. Okay, and each picture or symbol stands for a certain number of the same items. Okay, and in this pictogram, we need to show the key of the representations of pictograms. Alright, example 7. The following pictogram shows the number of goals scored by 5 teams during the last soccer season. Okay, when I say just now, you need to show the key. I refer to this one. Okay, this one, if you are asked to construct this pictogram, you need to show your key. Okay, and here the key, one whole circle will represent 8 goals. Okay, one whole circle represent 8 goals. All right, now let us check first the number of goals for each teams. For teams A, because this team have 2 whole circles, so this team A collect 16 goals score. Okay, and team B, one whole circle is 8, so here we can see that team B have quarter here, and this quarter from this 8 we divide by 4 because quarter means 1 out of 4. So 1 out of 4. In one whole circle, we're going to have 4, right? So this one is 1 out of that 4. Okay? So 8 divided by 4, you will get 2. Therefore, for team B, they collect 10 goal scores. Okay? For team C, it has semicircle. When we say semicircles here, means it is 2 out of 4. Okay? So, or we can say it's half of this whole circle. So 8 divided by 2 will give you 4. Team C only score 4 goals. Team D, one whole circle is 8, and here we have 3/4. So 3/4, we will have 6. Okay, so 6 plus 8 will get 14. Alright, and team E, we have quarter here, no quarter, 3/4. Okay, 3/4 here, so it is 6. For team E, that team score 6 goals. Okay, now let us answer the questions. Part A, how many goals were scored by team B? The answer is 10, as you can see from your graph here. Okay, 10. For part B, which team scored the most goals? The highest goals will be team A. Okay, and C, how many more goals did team D score compared to team E? When we see this kind of questions, how many more goals? Here it indicates to subtraction. Okay, so team D, they score 14. Team E, they score 6. So find the difference. 14 minus 6 will get 8, and the answer will be 8. Okay, now part D, find the ratio of the number of goals scored by team B to that scored by team D. Okay, so team B to team D. Team B is 10 and team D is 14, as you can see here. And don't forget to simplify, so you should get 5 to 7. Okay, and the last questions, what percentage of the total number of goals did team C score? Okay, for any questions to find out percentage or fractions, so it always be out of the total. Okay, like here, percentage of team C score, team C out of total times with 100. Total we have 50. Okay, so 4 out of 50 times 100, you will get 8%, and the answer for E is 8%. Okay, next, example 8, page 124. The table below shows the number of fish caught by 3 participants in a fishing event. So here will be the tables, and here will be the participants. We have Ahmad, Beng, and Calvin. So we have 3 participants. And part A, construct a pictogram for the above data. Since we have 3 participants, so we need to prepare 3 columns like this. Okay, and give another space here for name. Alright, and label your pictogram. Number of fish, this one. Okay, this one, number of fish. And then write down the name of the participants here, Ahmad, Beng, and Kelvin. And remember, for a pictogram, you need to prepare the key, okay, so that the others can understand what you are trying to explain in your pictogram. Okay, and here I will use circle. Okay, I will use a circle to represent 2 fish. Okay, how are we going to create this key? You need to look at the information here. we have 6, 4, and 9. Okay, and why I choose circle? Because in this circle, I can divide this circle into half, into quarter, into 3/4, like that. Okay, so I will put the key, the whole circle will represent 2 fish. So if I need 1 fish, that means half of these circles. Okay, that's how you, that's how you, that is how you're going to prepare the key for the pictogram. Okay, so Ahmad, we have 6, right? If one circle represents 2 fish, so I have 3 circles for Ahmad, like this. Okay, and don't forget to draw this pictogram in your notes. Okay, exactly like this, and don't forget to write down the key. This is very important. Without this key, people will not understand what you are trying to explain in your pictogram. Okay, so for bank we have 4, right? So if 4, one circle represent 2 fish. If 4, we need to circle like this. Alright, and then Kelvin we have 9. Okay, 9, so we need how many circles? And 1 semicircle. Must be 1 semicircle. Okay, so 1 semicircle left with 8, right? 8 divided by 2, so we have 4 circles and the half. Okay, 4 circle and half. Half for this, half for 1 fish. Okay, 2 fish, 2 fish, 2 fish, 2 fish, and 1 fish. So here we have 9 fish. Okay, are you clear so far? If you're still not clear, you can ask about this one. Pictogram is actually easy. You just need to prepare the key, and you need to prepare the key and represent your information by using that key. Okay, now moving on with B. Who catch the most number of fish? So the highest the who catch the most number of fish? So the highest here is 9. So the answer is Kelvin. Okay, that is easy. For part C, how many more fish did Kelvin catch compared to Bang? If you see this kind of questions, how many more? How many more? So that means difference, subtraction. Okay, so you look at Kelvin. Kelvin, we have 9 fish, and Bang, we have 4 fish. So the difference will be 9 minus 4. The answer is 5. Okay, you just need to refer the answers from the table and the pictogram that you already construct. Alright, next, bar charts, page 125. A bar chart uses bar to represent the number of units, frequencies of the various items. Okay, it has uniform column width, and each bar should be equally spaced out. Okay, the most simple way to remember this bar chart is KitKat. Okay, if you see here, this will be the bar. Okay, the width are equal among each of this bar, and it has equal space out here. Okay, so if your space is 1 centimeter, the another bar and the other bar should be 1 centimeter spaced out. Okay, that is what we call as uniform column width, this one, and equally spaced out, this one. Okay, you need to prepare the space. Without the space, it will not be the bar chart. Okay, remember that one. Moving on with example 9. The students of a class were asked about their family sizes. For example, the number of members in their families. The results were collected and a bar chart was constructed as shown below. Okay, like this. Write down the, if you're asked to construct the bar chart, remember to give the title, okay, and what will be at your x-axis and what will be your y-axis. Okay, y-axis usually the frequencies, and size of family. And how to read this one? You look here. 3 means we have family of 3 people in that family. 4 people in that family. 5 people in that family. 6 people in that family. 7 people on that family. And how to read here? That means for 3 we have 6 students that have family of 3, like that. Okay, so for 4 we have 11 students. For 5 we have 10 students. For 6 we have 8 students, and for 7 we have 5 students. Please draw this line and this value in your notes. Okay, this one right in your notes now. And total, when we add them all, 6 plus 11 plus 10 plus 8 plus 5, the total will be 40. Okay, the total will be 40. Now, for part A, how many students had family size of 4 members or fewer? You need to use the bar chart to answer the following questions. Okay, now, a family size of 4 members or fewer means those with 3 or 4 members. 4 is included. Okay, 4 is included and fewer. 4 and 3. Okay, 4 and 3. Therefore, the working, for 4 members we have 11 students, and for 3 members we have 6 students. 11 plus 6 will give you 17. Okay, and the answer should be 17. Next, part B. Find the percentage of students with families of more than 5 members. Okay, families with more than 5 members means those with 6 or 7 members. 5 members is not included, so we need to look for 6 and 7. Step 1, number of students more than 5 members. 8 plus 5, that is how you got 13. And step 2, you need to find out the percentage of students with families of more than 5 members. So here will be the percentage. 13, the number of students more than 5 members, and the denominator always be the total. And the total here is 40, alright? So 13 out of 40. If you are asked to find the percentage, you need to multiply with 100. Okay, so 13 out of 40 times with 100 will give you 32.5%. For part C, what is the total number of people who come from families with 4 or 5 members? Okay, so number of people in families with 4 members, you need to find out the number of people first. 11 times 4 equal to 44. Here we have 4 members here in one family, and we have 11 students, so 11 times with 4 we'll get 44. And families with 5 members, number of people, 10 students have 5 family members, so 10 times 5 we will have 50 peoples. Okay, so total number of people will be 44 plus 50 equal to 94. Therefore, the answer is 94 people from families with 4 or 5 members. Next, example 10. You can refer this example 10, page 126 of your notes. The frequency table below shows the number of telephone calls received by 5 students last week. So here will be the 5 students, Aida, Basir, Charlie, Safan, and Nurul. Okay, and here will be the frequency, number of telephone calls received. And then for part A, you need to draw a bar chart to represent the data. Use a scale of 1 centimeter to represent 5 telephone calls. This is the requirement for this question, so you need to follow. You need to use the scale of 1 centimeter to represent 5 telephone calls. Okay, and don't forget to label. In your x-axis will be student, and in your y-axis will be the frequency, and draw the line. You need to draw the line here, not just the line of your graph. You need to draw the line, okay? And every drawing, labeling must be using pencil, okay? And now we need to adjust the scale for frequency. 1 centimeter means we have 5 little square. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 5 little square will represent 1 centimeter. And here 1 centimeter need to represent 5 telephone call. So like this. And the highest frequency will be 30. So you need to achieve up to 30. Okay. Now let us label Ida. Ida is 30. So Ida 30 here. Okay, and Basir 22. 22 is here. 21, 20, 21, and 22. Charlie is 18, 15, 16, 17, 18. Your Safan is 10. As you can see here, 10. And Nurul is 25, and here is 25. When we say equal space out, this is what we mean, okay? The space between one information to another informations are equal. Okay, 1 centimeter and 1 centimeter. And when we say that the width of the column is equal, this one, okay, the width is equal with one to another. Okay, done with part A. Let us move to part B. Part B, who received the least number of telephone calls last week? Least mean the fewest, okay? And the fewest here will be Safan. Therefore, the answer is Safan. Don't forget to draw this graph in your notes, okay? Let's see. How many more telephone calls did Ida receive than Charlie? If you are asked about this kind of questions, it means that you need to find out the difference, okay? So Ida we have 30 phone call, and Charlie we have 18 phone call. So working difference will be 30 minus 18. The answer is 12, and the final answer will be 12. So far so good, okay? Moving on with D. Express the number of telephone calls received by Nurul as a fraction of the total. Okay, total number of telephone call. Okay, we need to give the final answer in terms of fraction. Fraction of telephone call received by Nurul. So the numerator will be Nurul, frequency of Nurul, and the denominator will be the total. Okay. When we say the total, we add all of this frequency. 30 plus 22 plus 18 plus 10 plus 25 will give you 105. And then you simplify further. So you will get 5 out of 21. And the question asks you about fraction here. So you need to make sure that your final answer is in terms of fraction like this. Okay, and your final answer will be 5 out of 21. Alright, and if the question asks you about percentage, give your answer in terms of percentage. Just follow the question, okay? Moving on to the last questions about bar chart, example 11. The chart shows the number of units of electricity produced each day of the week. We are in page 127. This will be the chart. Okay. When you see we have space here. Okay. And we have column. This is what we call as bar chart. Okay. Now, let us go through the questions. And before we go through the questions, let us read the graph. Let us read the chart. For Monday, we have 8 units. For Tuesday, we have 14 units. For Wednesday, we have 16 units. For Thursday, we have 10 units. For Friday, we have 8 units. For Saturday, we have 6 units. And Sunday, we have 6 units. Okay? And you need to know the value for each of these information. And over the 7 days shown, calculate the total number of units produced. Okay, for part A, you need to calculate the total number of units produced. We already know the total for each of days. Now we add them all. Okay, workings total equal to 8 plus 14 plus 16 plus 10 plus 8 plus 6 and plus 6. And the total should be 68. Okay, so the final answer for part A will be 68 units. So far so good. It is not that difficult. Just you need to read the chart carefully, okay, especially the frequency. Now, for part B, calculate the mean number of units produced per day. If you see the words means, in your year 6, we use the word average, okay? And here, right now, and until your upper level, we're going to use the word means, okay? Sometimes we call it average. But be careful with this word average. I will explain you the word average when we come to the topics, okay? Now, here you just need to remember how to calculate the means is how you calculate average in your year 6, okay? Calculate the means number of units produced per day. So we have 7 days here. Denominator will be 7. Means equal to number of days is 7. Total is this one, 68. Okay, so how to find means? We need to add them all, divide by number of days. That is how you got 68 out of 7. And don't leave your answer like this. You simplify, you solve, then you should get 9.71 units. Okay, so the final answer will be 9.71 units. This will be the last example for bar chart, and later on we're going to proceed with pie chart. Okay, next one will be pie charts. A pie chart represents data and information in a circle. Remember, pie chart represent data and information in a circle. Okay, the circle is divided into various sectors to show the parts of a set of data. And angle of sector, this is the most important things that you need to remember. Angle of sector equal to frequency out of total times 360. Okay, you need this angle of sector for constructing a pie chart later on. Now, let us continue into example 12. Given below is a pie chart showing the type of books preferred by the students of a class. Observe the chart and answer the question given below. You can refer this slide on page 128 of your notes. Okay, here will be the pie chart. Remember, only pie chart explain or delivered or express the information by circles. Okay, and we need to divide the informations in terms of sectors following the angle of sector given. Okay, now what A, what fraction of students like comic books? Okay, fraction. Now listen, for this pie chart or any graphical representation, the questions are very wide, okay? Fractions, percentage, or whatever kind of topics can be related to these topics, okay, to these graphical representation topics. For example, in this question, it relates fraction into this pie chart. Okay, so you need to read the question carefully and remember the key for each of the topics. If fraction, we, we need to have numerator and denominator, things like that. All right. So, what fraction of students like comic books? As you can see here, we don't have any values for each of the students that like the books, okay, that prefer the books. But we can relate this by the parts of a whole. When we talk about parts of a whole, we are talking about the basic of fraction. Okay, and as you can see here, this comic book is 1/4 of the whole circle. Okay, so what fraction of students like comic books? It will be 1/4. Alright, that is how you think in exam. Okay, that is how you go. That is how you shoot things in exam. Do not give up. Try to find out and relate the previous topics to answer the questions. Okay. For part B, what fraction of students like storybooks? As you can see here, the storybook is semicircle. So the answer is half. See which two books have equal fraction of preference. As you can see here, puzzle books and poem books, they divide into two in this quarter. Okay, so which two books have equal fraction of preference? It is puzzle books and poem books. Okay, D, what fraction of student does not like storybooks? Okay, that is easy. It is just the contradict of this one, part B. Okay, so if part B, the students prefer storybook is half, therefore student does not like storybook is another half. Okay, and last questions for this part. Which type of books do you like to read? Okay, it actually depends on you. Okay, uh, one One example of answer will be comic books, but it's up to you. If you if you like puzzle books, you can write puzzle book here. If you like story books, you can write story books here. If you like poem books, you can write poem books here. Okay. Next, example 13 on page 129. The pie chart shows the favorite subjects of students in a class. Using the information given in the pie chart, find the percentage of students who choose English. Okay, so English here is 72 and the whole circle will be 360. Whatever the question asks you to find the percentage, so you need to multiply by 100. Okay, therefore the workings will be like this. Percentage students choose English will be 72 out of 360. Here we need to multiply with 100. Okay, you simplify and you should get 20%. The next one, example 14. A pie chart is divided into three parts with the angles measuring as x, 4x, and 5x, respectively. Find the value of x in degrees. Remember, when we talk about pie chart, the sum of all angles will be 360. So you need to find x, and here you need to recall your algebra. Okay, you need to find the value of x. So they are all like terms here. X plus 4x plus 5x. So we have 10x equal to 360. We want x, we doesn't want 10x, so we need to remove this 10. Okay, so remove the 10s by dividing both sides by 10. Therefore, x equal to 360 divided by 10 and x will be 36. Okay. Now, example 15. Sarah draws a pie chart to show the time she spends on different activities one day. Okay. Here is the table she uses. Okay, here will be the table. So you need to complete the table. Okay. Now, since we need to complete the table and it is better for us to know the value for 1. Okay, once you know the value for 1, it will be easier for you to find the value for 5, and it will be easier for you to get the value here when we have informations of pie chart angle. Okay, now let us start with 1. Here we need to find the value of 1. What will be the pie chart angle? And as we can see here, we have two columns that have complete information. Okay, and I will take this 12 and 180. Here will be the workings 12 and 180, and here I will use equivalent. I will use the knowledge of equivalent. Okay, equivalent fraction, equivalent ratio. Alright, so here I want to find the value for 1, right? So 12 divided by 12 will give you 1, right? So 180 divided by 12 will get the value for x. And x equal to 180 divided by 12, and you will get 15. Therefore, the value for 1 hour will be 15 degrees. Okay, so by having this information 1 and 15, we will get the value for 5, and we will get the value for hours in play. Okay, now let us start with school. When we have 5 hours of school, so what will be the pie chart angle? Here, how we know multiply by 5? Because 1 times 5 will give you 5. If this part you multiply by 5, this another part also you need to multiply by 5. That is how you got that 15 times with 5 will give you 75. And here the answer will be 75. Okay? And now you are given 60 for your play, for the activity of play, and from this 15 to 60, you need to multiply by what value? Okay, how many times this 15 will multiply to get this 60? Okay, so here 15 we multiply by 4 times to get that 60. If here 15 we multiply 4 times, and the other side also we need to multiply 4 times. So 1 times 4 will give you 4. Okay, that is how you got the answer, right? Please complete this one in your notes. If you still confused about this one, you need to listen again to this video notes until you understand, or you can seek help from your friends, or you can come to me and I will explain further. Alright? Now, example 16. Here you need to construct. When you see the word construct, so you need to draw. Okay? Construct a pie chart to visually display the favorite fruits of the students in a class based on the given data. Mango is 45, orange is 30, plum is 15, pineapple is 30, and melon is 30. Okay, here are the information given. And the total will be 150. And before we construct the pie chart, we need to know the angles. Okay, we need to know the angle of sector before we start constructing the pie chart. Okay, so the formula will be mango out of total times 360. That is how you got 108. Orange 30 divided by 150 times 360 will give you 72. Plum, you should get 36 degrees. Pineapple, you should get 72 degrees. Melon, you should get 72 degrees, and that will be... Okay, to construct a pie chart, first you need to draw a circle, okay? That will be the angle of sector for each of the mango. Sorry, for each of the fruits. Okay. Once we prepare this table, then we can move to draw the pie chart, to construct the pie chart. Okay. And that construction will be explained in this video. So get ready with your protector, your ruler, alright, and your pencil. Okay. Now I will start the video now. Remember, circle is the key for a pie chart. So if you want to draw a pie chart, you need to draw a circle first, okay? You need to make a circle like this, not that big, okay? Just the small one. And here will be the center. Here will be the center. We're going to start with mango. And first, you can draw a temporary line like this. Okay, and we're going to start with mango. And remember, this is about angle. So we focus on angle of sectors. Okay, mango, it is 108. Use your knowledge on drawing the angles in your previous topics to draw angle of 108. So I'm going to use the outer scale. So 108 is here. Okay, so you draw a line like this. You can make this temporary line on this side darker. And you can remove the other side of your temporary line, like this. And don't forget to label. It is 108, mango, and we have 45 number of students. And then we proceed with orange. Orange is 72 degrees. So we continue your angle here. We continue the angle here. And still I'm going to use the 0, the outer scale. And 72 is somewhere here. 70, 71, 72. Somewhere here. So join the line. Okay, like this. And here will be 72 orange. We have 30. And then we continue with plums, 36. From this line, we continue 36. Still we use the outer scale. Look for 36, 35, 36 here. So here is 36. And from 15. Moving on with pineapples, 72. Okay, like this. By using the auto scale, look for 72, 70, 71, 72. And here will be the 72. Label. And in this pineapple, we have 30. And the last one, this last sector should be 72. Okay, if this sector is not 72, something wrong with your calculation here. Okay, so let us check. And yes, as you can see here, this one, it is 72. Okay, that means our measurement for this pie chart is correct. So the last 72 will be melon and 30. Okay, so this is how you construct a pie chart. Remember, for a pie chart, you need to draw the circle first, and then you need to measure the sector, and make sure the center here must be one joint. Okay, be careful here, it must be meet at one point. Okay, like this. If not, your pie chart is not perfect. Okay. Moving on with the next subtopic, frequency table, page 131. Frequency is the number of times each score or marks or items occurs. Okay. Frequency table is also called the frequency distribution table. It consists of 3 columns. Sometimes it's 2 columns. 3 columns because we have tally on that table. Okay. Without tally column for the table, we only have 2 columns. Okay, so it consists of 2 or 3 columns. All right. Let us discuss example 17. Farid conducted an interview to find out the number of occupants in each house. The results are as follow. Okay, you are given information like this and you need to complete the frequency table. Okay, you need to count how many 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay, so we start with 1. We have 2, 1. Okay, and 2 we have 4, 3, 3 we have 9, 4 we have 14, 5 we have 12, and 6 we have 9. Okay, we have 9. So it's better for you to check column by column, okay, so that you don't miss any of the value. If you miss any value here, your frequency table will be incorrect. Okay, please remember that one. Moving on with B, how many houses have 3 occupants? Okay, now this frequency, we are talking about the number of houses here. Okay, number of occupants, and frequency here is number of houses. Okay, so how many houses have 3 occupants? So we have 9 houses. Okay, C, find the percentage of houses with 1 or 2 occupants. Okay, with 1 or 2, that means 1 and 2. Take the informations of 1 and 2. So workings 1 and 2 here. So 4 plus 2 we will have 6. And how we get this 50? 50 is the total altogether here. Okay, because of you want to find percentage, so you need to multiply with 100 and you should get 12%. Okay, and the last questions. D. What is the total number of occupants who stay in houses with fewer than 4 occupants? Okay, fewer than 4 means 1, 2, and 3. 4 is excluded. Okay, so we just need to count the number of occupants for 1, 2, and 3. Okay, so what is the total number of occupants who stay in houses? So number of occupant 1, we have 2 houses, so you multiply 1 times 2. Total number of occupants. 2 occupants, we have 4 houses, so you multiply 2 times 4. You should get 8. 3 occupants, we have 9 houses, so 3 times 9 will give you 27. So, therefore, 2 plus 8 plus 27 will give you 37. Next, example 18. The students of a class were asked to answer the following questionnaire. Okay, so here is the questionnaire. Now, all of the responses are already summarized in this table. And for your information, this is 2-column frequency table. Okay, all the information is already stated. So what the question 1? A. What was the total number of students in the class? You just need to add them all. 8 plus 18 plus 4 and plus 10. And then you should get 40. Okay. The next one, part B, which was the most popular t-shirt color? You look here and find the highest. The highest is black. So the answer is black. C. How many more students like black than blue? Okay. How many more students like black than blue? So you need to look at blue and black. Okay. So workings. If this kind of questions, usually you need to find the difference. Okay. So the difference will be 18 minus 8 will give you 10. Okay. The next one. Find the percentage of students who like white t-shirts. Here is percentage, okay? So white is 10 and total is 40. Alright? Whatever that need to express as percentage, you need to multiply by 100 like this. Okay? Then your answer should be 25%. Okay? In the exam, you just need to focus what the question one and just follow what the question one, okay? You should be okay with that. Carry on with example 19. The height in centimeter of 40 students are measured. The results are as follows. Okay, here will be the result. Now, part A, you need to draw a tally for the above data. You draw frequency table with 3 columns, 1 column for tally. And first, you need to list down all the height from the lowest to the highest, 151 until 160. And then you refer from the information given and start doing the tally. Once you see the value 151 in this information given, so draw one line on that tally. Okay, so 151 we only have 1. Okay, so number of students is 1. Here you need to put the value. Okay, 152, we'll see 4 of them. So write down 4. 153, we have 5. Write down 5. 154, we have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 7. 155, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So 9 student. 156, we have 3. So 3. 157, we have 2. So 2. 158, we have 4, 5. So write down 5. 159, we have 1. And 160, we have 3. Okay, so write down 3. Total is 40. Okay, now you already done with your tally table. Okay, now for part B, what is the most common height of the students? As you can see here, the most common height will be 155 because we can see that it has highest value, this one, right? For part C, how many students are taller than 157? So here will be the student that taller than 157. 158, 159, and 160. So here will be the students. So workings, we add them all. 5 plus 1 plus 3. The answer is 9. Let's see how many students are shorter than 154. Here are the students that are shorter than 154. We take from 153, 152 until 151. Okay. And workings, we add them all. 5 plus 4 plus 1. And the answer is 10. Okay. Okay, now let us discuss the last part of the session, line graph. Line graph is usually used to show trends or changes in a certain variable over a period of time. Okay, so if you want to monitor something, to monitor the changes or trends in a certain period of time, we can use this line graph. For example, in our situation COVID-19, okay, in this situation COVID-19, we can use this line graph to monitor the number of cases, like that. Okay, very useful. Okay, maths is very useful in our daily life, so you need to learn maths. All right. And in this explanation, I already mentioned in previous topics. Okay, the line graph, whatever graph, it always comprises of two axes, known as x-axis and y-axis. Okay, whatever graph is, all right. And the horizontal axis will be the x-axis, vertical axis is y-axis. Okay. Moving on to example 20, draw a line graph for each of the following table. For part A, here will be the table and you're given a plane graph. Okay, in this plane graph, you need to first draw the x-axis and y-axis. Okay, like this. And next, you need to decide the scale for your graph. Okay, how to decide the scale? You refer to the frequency here. Okay, and I will use 20, 40, 60, 80, and 100 here so that it will be easy for me to plot it later on. Okay, and here, this one, we'll put this in your x-axis. Okay, like this. 1990, 1995, 2000, 2005, 2010, 2015. Okay, and the space here must be equal. Okay, now we plot 1990, it is 40, so here will be the 40. Oh, before that, label your graph. Here is year, and here is number of spectators. Okay, this labeling is very important. Okay, now we proceed with 1990, 40. Okay, and 1995 is 44 here. And how we decide that one? You look here, here is 40. So here is 42, 44. Okay, 46, 48, and the middle here will be 50. Okay, like that. The next one is 50, so here 50. Okay, and 2005 62, like that. Be careful, it is at the mid of your little square. And the next one, 2010, 88, and last one, 90. Okay, so don't left your point like this. You join all the points. Okay, you join all the point like this, and this is what we call as line graph. Alright, remember that one. Next, for part B, in these questions, it already prepare you the graph with the name of your graph. It's just you need to plot. Okay, you just need to plot the frequency. Okay, for Monday it is 14. So read your frequency, how you get that 14. Okay, here we will use two little square for 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 14 should be somewhere here. Okay, and look for Monday and 14 here. Tuesday is 16, so 16 will be here. Here will be the 16. Wednesday is 15, exactly on the vertex here. 15. Thursday is 10. You can see obviously here is the 10. Okay. And Friday is 9. 9 is somewhere here. Remember, don't leave your graph like this. Join all the points like this. Okay, so you're done with your line graph. Example 21, you are given the line graph. It's just you need to answer all the question given. Okay, for part A, in which year was the price $2.50? Before you start answering the questions, you need to read this little square. Okay, the value for this little square. Okay, when here is 1 pound sterling, so each of this little square consider as 10 cent, 20 cent, 30 cent, 40 cent, 50 cent, 60, 70, 80, 90 cent, and $1 pound sterling. Okay, now look for $2.50. $2.50 is here. So draw broken line like this, and in which year? The answer is 2000. Okay, it's really important for you in exam to show your workings. Okay, this broken line is your working, so please draw in exam. For part B, how much was the price of a coffee in 1990? 1990. So look for 1990, and here the answer is $1.40. So $1.40 pound sterling. Let's see. Estimate the price of a coffee in 2005. 2005, somewhere here. Okay. Somewhere here. So 2005. So the answer is $2.85 pound sterling. The last questions. D. Denny says that the price of a coffee will be $3.60 pound sterling by 2020. Do you agree with Denny? Okay, explain your answer. For this one, you need to answer first. Do you agree or no? Yes or no? Okay, and then you explain. The answer is yes. Why? Based on the increasing trends, it should be around $3.60. As you can see here, the line graph is increasing. So it is possible that in 2020, the price of a coffee will be $3.60 pound sterling. Okay? And next, the last slide for this session, example 21. Ayman works as a salesman in an authorized car showroom He records the number of cars sold in 5 days, Monday to Friday, on a line graph. Study the graph and answer the questions. Okay, here will be the graph. Now, how many cars were sold in 5 days? Okay, before that, you can read the graph, you can interpret the graph and find out the number of cars sold for each day. Monday, we have 3, Tuesday, we have 5, Wednesday, 6, Thursday, 4, Friday is 9. How many cars were sold in 5 days? You need to total them all. 3 plus 5 plus 6 plus 4 plus 9. The answer is 27 cars. For part B, on which there were the maximum number of cars sold, the highest. Okay, the answer is Friday. C, how many cars were sold on Wednesday? The answer is 9. D, which day had the minimum sales of cars, the lowest? The answer is Monday. Okay. And last questions, how many more cars were sold on Tuesday than on Monday? If you see this kind of questions, it is the key for difference, okay, subtraction. How many more cars were sold on Tuesday than on Monday? So you need to find the difference. You look for Monday and Tuesday, so the difference is 5 minus 3, and the answer is 2 cars. Okay, we have done with this topic, so if you're still confused, you need to revise again. Alright, and don't forget to complete all your worksheet. Thank you so much, and Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. We will end our session by reciting doa.
Doa selepas belajar. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Allahumma inni astaudi'uka ma 'allamtani fardudhu ilayya inda hajati ilaihi wala tansani ya rabbal alamin. Ya Allah, sesungguhnya aku menitipkan padamu ilmu-ilmu yang telah engkau ajarkan kepadaku, dan kembalikanlah kepadaku sewaktu aku memerlukannya kembali. Dan janganlah engkau lupakan aku kepada ilmu itu, wahai Tuhan yang memiliki semesta alam. Amin.